Hey, Oda! Tsunakoto, hello and welcome back to the Asylum Minecraft server. And what is this? Hello! So this is the Christmas tree. I was doing this anonymously, but I am going to go ahead and admit that I am the builder, the brain and the builder behind the Christmas tree here. So, it took me all day to build this. I decided to just come on one day. It was actually the Skype chat. There was sort of like a discussion about if we were going to do anything Christmas related, and that just kind of inspired me to get to work on this thing. And we've just seen there, you might not have been paying attention, but those lights just before were off, and they have turned on. I've got a daylight sensor over there. We'll take a look at that in a second. And yeah, that's connected through the tree and goes all the way up to the top. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, it was really simple really to do it. Well, not simple, I mean, like I said, it took me all day. Like, I literally started at like, I don't know, 9 in the morning, and I wasn't finished. I'd been playing literally all day except for food and toilet breaks. Yeah, through to about 5. So that took quite a long time to build that's for the tree itself and for a couple of other goodies that we'll take a look at in a second. So yeah, first of all, the way that I started off is I just did the leaves. And the way that I got the leaves is with my new tree farm. Now, what are those guys talking about? Is there anything that I should be looking at? I don't think so. Yes, so to put the leaves in, got them from my tree farm, so it was quite good that was leaf efficient, right? Let's pretend like I actually planned it. That wasn't the original plan for my tree farm, but I'm very glad that I did have plenty of leaves to do this with. After that, the next thing I did was, yeah, get this coloured wool. The majority of the coloured wool I actually got over at the Mega Barn behind the town hall there, built by Dub as well, I think. Yeah, I got the majority of the wool from there. I think I brought a couple of pieces with me. And yeah, just bashed them on the tree. They're supposed to be those bauble things. You know, like those round balls. And then these red and green glass panes are supposed to be tinsel. Kind of nice way to incorporate the new glass panes, I think. Yeah, and you might not be able to tell, but we'll go ahead and take a real close look. An extra level of detail to the tree is I've got different coloured leaves here. I've got the normal oak leaves, and then I've got some birch leaves mixed in here all around the tree. Not in the interior, but the exterior. That there's one there. Not as well done up there as it is under here, but yeah, kind of adds an extra level of detail. I think that works out quite well. Yeah, so as I said, if we go ahead and bash this open, if I got an axe here, we'll just quickly take a look at this just so that you can kind of see. All up the tree I've got this block, torch, block, torch, block, torch, block, torch, block, torch, and that's how I'm getting power all the way up to the star that's on the top. I've kind of done a little bit of a trick. Not the entire star is lights up. It's just the redstone is just, it just doesn't work that way. But I've managed to get the majority of it. So the very top, for example, is just oak wood because it looks like lights when they're turned on. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the redstone. We've got... There's the daylight sensor here, but I've just remembered there's another nice little goodie in there as well. I don't think a majority of the people have seen this. I've built this recently. This wasn't on the same day that I did the tree, but let's just take a look at this. It's probably not going to work out too well because there's a bit of lag. Transcontinental connection, but here we go. Yeah, so like I said, that's kind of probably my fault there for the majority of that lag. It's all timed out well. So yeah, that's a bit of a jingle that I put together. Let's have a look. Yeah, so we've got the note blocks down here. I've got one note block for the piano and then one note for the bass. Underneath the bass blocks, it's the wood, and then piano you can use dirt. That works just fine. And yeah, I've got all the timings, maybe not perfect, but pretty close. But yeah, it's just the lag thing. I'm sure if somebody lived closer to where the server is being hosted in New York, that would probably work out a bit better for them, like one of these American guys. Would probably get a better response. And then yeah, I've got the daylight sensor here set to 5. 5 is the magic length, and then I've just got to repeat it just to you know, extend the signal up into the tree. This is the bottom of the tree here, and then this is just a manual trigger to switch between the daylights on and off during the day. If the night, during the night I could turn the lights off if I want using that lever. Something else that's new, I put some cookies and milk here, milk and cookies, left them out for Santa supposedly. This here's just a work chest, just got a couple of spare things in here. Oh my goodness, and that is mainly because of this here. I've went to the trouble of making Christmas presents for everyone, but you're not allowed to see what's inside them. No. You're going to have to wait and watch the relevant YouTuber's perspective to see what is inside everyone's chest. Well, Ginger, you'll have to watch a live stream. But yes, that is it for these. Actually, no, Rob, I kind of didn't finish these, and Rob was just like, "Ugh." Yeah, so still have to do a couple of these. The majority of them have actually got presents in there already, but I've still got a couple to do. That is so, yeah, that's a pretty cool spawn build, kind of sprucing up spawn here on the Asylum server for Christmas. And I think that's a pretty awesome tree, if I do say so myself. I may even go so far as to say that I think it's better than the one that Anders built on the Minecraft server. Alright, okay, but for the majority of today, I think what we're going to be doing is heading back home to get to work on the green cube. So let's just go through the nether portal. I'm not going to cut the video here because I want to show you guys something that I've been doing over in well, not my nether hub, the nether hub as well. I've got myself a new, what do they call it? Front bit. Here it is, you can see here. Oh. But there we go, that was a weird lag spike. So yes, got some coal blocks here. Ooh. Coal blocks here are what these are, and that's more than a stack, probably like almost 2 stacks of coal blocks worth, and then I've got quartz blocks here. Now that took a lot of quartz to make, probably around 2 stacks of quartz all up, all told there. Yeah, so that's just a B, in case you haven't caught on already, a 3x3 font B, pretty cool. And I've also updated the sign here as well to say the end portal, because as we'll see in just a second, somebody has dug through to the other stronghold from here, which is, I have no idea who it is. But they are relatively active, because I did block up the portal, and then I kind of went on a couple of days later, and it was unblocked again. So whoever it is they're relatively active on the server, which is okay. I'm okay with it being here. Maybe it could have its own portal, like if, for example, if Fire Willy doesn't really come on the server much, maybe we could switch out his nether hub spot to this. So this portal will take you straight to the stronghold, which we saw the dragon fight for several episodes ago. Just leads right outside the end portal. That's going to make transportation to the stronghold pretty easy. I think probably Josh, now that I think about it. Yeah, Josh is working on the Enderman XP farm, so this is probably his work. Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump through the portal and let's get to work on the green cube. So the majority of my time recently has actually been spent working on that Christmas tree at spawn, but I have done a couple of things around our home here, such as setting up a cactus farm. I'm not sure if you spotted this in the last episode, or if I even had it built in the last episode. Yeah, so I've got a cactus farm going. That's obviously to get some green dye for the cube that we want to make. We want to make it green. And then over here, I've started working on a cow farm. Yeah, there's only 2 cows in there, I think. 3 maybe, I thought. Yeah, there we go. So we got 2 littlies. We actually might be able to grow another pair if I want. But yeah, I think I'm just going to have some wheat on me. I've started doing this. Where I come out of the house and dodge around without going over the pressure plates. I don't know why. I've started doing it. It's a terrible trend. Because it means the door's open and anything could walk in. Let's just grab some wheat. I've got plenty around here, so that'll help us out. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to work on getting that... I guess that... What do they call it? What do they call it? Herd. There, get the herd up. There's only 4 guys down there, 2 of them adults, 2 little kids. Yeah, that's gonna be worked on, yeah. At some point, yeah. Why do I keep saying yeah, not really explaining? Right, so I've got plenty of clay here. I probably don't need this much green stained clay, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough of it. And now that we have mesa biomes and stuff, having excess clay that you don't really need to make is all goods. Right, so I guess while we're building this, I just want to share a little bit of a story. I haven't really had an opportunity to talk about this yet. Man, a couple of days ago, my car crashed. Well, it didn't crash. No, it didn't crash. Right, I'm okay. It sort of, the engine overheated, so I didn't crash. Right, I kind of had to pull over because the engine sort of stopped working. I was actually on my way to the city because I kind of live in a small little town that's outside of the main city. But while I was on my way to the city, I didn't really think about it at the time, but I heard sort of an unusual sort of whistling sound coming from the car. I didn't think much of it, as I said, so I just went on with that. I was just like, okay, that's happening, that's alright. And so when I get to my destination, the underneath the bonnet, there's a little bit of smoke coming out, just a tiny bit of smoke, not much, you know, not enough to get suspicious of or anything. Again, didn't think much of that either, so I just carried on. And well, mainly what I thought was, well, I did notice it, and in my typical style, what I did was just kind of hope that the problem went away. So in hindsight, that's probably not what I should have done. But that is what I did. And then, yeah, so essentially I was hoping that whatever the problem was would sort of go away after I came back, which was like several hours later. See, and then when I came to come home, I'd totally forgotten about the whistling, and the whistling had started again. And I actually pulled the car over this time. It was, you know, just on a street. I pulled the car over, and I opened the bonnet, and there was sort of, the engine was extremely hot, right? I mean, I wasn't touching it or anything, but I could just feel that this thing had obviously taken quite a bit of a workout. And so, and you know, I can see water drops everywhere as well. Well, I get what I guess to be water. Whoa. Popping into existence, grass. Yeah, so, and then I sort of said to myself, okay, you've got two options here. You can either ring the AA and the Automobile Association, that's our car repair guys that come and help you out if you have a problem. I think in America they call it the AAA. Anyway, yeah, it's called the AA here. The options were to either ring them up, which I did actually start doing, but then I decided that I didn't want to bother with it, and I just decided to just say, screw that, I'm going to keep driving home anyway. Again, probably an oversight. So yes, I'm halfway down the open road. Oh, no sound for those, so it's kind of lagging. I think those guys are exploring new terrain, which is why that's happening. Oh. Yeah, so halfway down that, so yeah, it's sort of the noise kept happening, and you know, the speed limit in New Zealand is 100 kilometers an hour, and I decided that I would only drive at about 80 just because I was a bit worried about the engine at this point, and I wanted to try and get home and then make a decision about what I wanted to do about it. That didn't work out so well, as you're probably able to guess by now. What basically happened is that the sort of the temperature gauge on the engine, like how it's supposed to sort of stay in the middle between hot and cold, that was on hot, and that was on hot for several minutes. I am terrible at driving, I discovered. And yeah, so the engine did eventually sort of kind of stop working. Like I had my, I could just tell that it was very sick. I'm not sure what it was in hindsight. I'm actually going to turn that music down. Yeah, that's good. And yeah, so the engine basically stopped working. And at that point I was on the I had basically to pull off the road pretty much immediately because I didn't have enough momentum to go forward. It was not a good day, I don't think. I was kind of embarrassed because I was like, did I say what I thought was going to happen? What I thought might happen actually happened? That was what I was kind of disappointed with myself about. I sort of, as I was sitting there on the side of the road in the city thinking, well, are we going to call the AA or are we just going to go home? And then I decided to just go home. I was sort of thinking, well, if you don't and you decide to, and the car does crash, you're going to be basically in the middle of the road. And that's basically what happened. So I had to pull over to the side of the open road, you know, kind of hurriedly. There wasn't really any place to pull off, really. You just kind of had to go off into the grass. Yeah, so that happened. Basically, I had to wait about half an hour in my car, and it's boiling hot right now. It's summer in New Zealand at the moment, so had to wait. For that guy, obviously had the window open and stuff, but it's still pretty freaking hot. And the guy eventually came over. The AA dude. They managed to work out where I was. I wasn't able to tell them exactly where I was because I couldn't see any distinguishing markings around, which was kind of weird. Kind of odd, really, actually. Now I think about it, probably one of the few places on that road where there aren't any landmarks. Yeah, so they did eventually find me, though. And then well, not me and him, he kind of had this tank of water. He just filled up some part of the car that needs water. And yeah, we basically went, well, I drove it to basically to a nice kind of part, a bit further on there was a school area, so there was like a turn off and everything. Yeah, we went there and then kind of did a little bit more, and made the decision to what was it? Just kind of, he was going to follow me home as I drove. And this was on a Sunday, so he said, you know, the place where you can get that fixed isn't open at the moment, so you'll need to wait until a day that it is, so you can book it in to get it fixed. So yeah, we did actually get it home without any further problems. And then yeah, basically had to wait a couple of days for the car fixer place to have a time open so that we could take it in to find out what the problem was and get it fixed. Yeah, so that happened, and they did work out what the problem was. It was like it was, as it turns out, it wasn't the radiator or anything. It was actually one of the hoses that I think was going into the radiator. One of the ones that's sort of underneath everything. If you're watching this and you have any idea about cars, you might have been able to guess what was sort of going on there. So it was like a broken, leaky hose. Yeah, so they fixed that up. And in total, I think I got the car back just yesterday, I think. In total, this thing has cost me like $180 or something to get it fixed totally. Like $187 something. A lot of money! A lot of money, especially if you're a student that doesn't have much money. So yeah. Oh, that car is constantly having problems these days. It's like, you know, the last time it had to go for its warrant of fitness, I think it had, what was wrong with it? Something like the brakes or something were kind of weird. The time before that, it needed new tires. So, you know, it's every couple of months now, it's sort of a new problem is springing up. It's quite an old car. It's, what is it, 1992 it was made. I love it to death, though. It's a great car. You know, it's helped me to really get around. Before I had the car, I basically had to use the bus, so it's really, really good for me to be able to get around with it. Whew. Well, there we go. That was a story, and we've actually gone quite a long ways here, haven't we? We've almost got the thing built. Wow. Do I want this to be the wall? Oh, we can get the wall out like this, can't we? How does this look from this side? Ah, that's actually not looking too bad. Yeah, I need to replant a lot of these. I've kind of been neglecting the farm. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. Need to do a bit more work, but yeah, that's looking pretty cool. Need to get the windows in here, of course. Sooner rather than later. There we go. Got that there, and we're gonna need to probably keep this a bit open. I think what I'm gonna do is actually take down this, and I'm probably gonna switch the floor out for some kind of other material as well. There isn't really any green woods, are there? So I'll have to see what I can come up with. Now I want to have this kind of open, maybe have like a circle area out here. Let's just kind of roughly go about it. Oh, I can see some blocks down there, clay blocks. I don't really want to pass those up if I can avoid it, just because these are all I got. All I got. I think I grabbed them. And these cobblestone blocks, they're extremely important now. Alright, let's get these up. Yes, so that's the story of my car. If you have any more questions about it, be sure to let me know in the comments. What the... Yeah, open! Thank you. Right. Yes, I want to get this... Do you call it a porch? In New Zealand, I reckon you'd call it a porch. Just kind of curl it round like this. Kind of make a sort of a 3/4 circle, really. Oh man, there are guys like right next to me. Where's my bow? Why is it not on my hot bow? Now, I know you're going to cause problems later, bow, so... Yeah, bye-bye. Well, I'm not even doing this out of clay. I'm probably going to replace this with some kind of auxiliary material later, but that's okay. And let's fill out this part of the porch. The porch! Whereabouts is the floor? Yeah, right here, so... Nope. I think this is looking okay. It's okay, but I'm just kind of going by ear here. Kind of if I was doing this sort of off camera, I might have a bit more of a chance to think. But the thing about YouTube, people watching YouTube videos, is that you want to see results and you want to see them quick. Yeah, this is looking okay. Let's. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is just kind of work on the rest of this off camera. Away from the camera for a while, and we'll see what we can come up with. Alright guys, welcome back. It's actually the next day, so let's go ahead and take a look at the work that we've done here. Yeah, so not a whole lot's apparent here. Oh, how's the house? Cool. Yeah, so we've got the green cube going on here, and I've done that a lot better. We'll go and take a quick look from outside. We don't have the window in here yet, just gotta do that. Yeah, so I've got this arch thing under here as well, kind of to, I guess, support the balcony that kind of extends out that far. You sort of, in the real world, you need a support, so that's what that's for. Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. There's definitely a lot to do. I want to get those stairs in here, so I want to do that. And I've got this balcony here as well, which I'm not really sure what I want to use this room for. I guess it's just to look cool, I suppose. And yeah. Another cool view, and we can kind of see the carrier area over there. Yeah. That's really all I wanted to say, guys, other than to quickly announce that over the Christmas break, there's probably not going to be very many videos, if any, to be honest, mainly because I'm actually going away for the Christmas holidays to see some family. I'm going to be staying with them for a couple of days and be able to talk about stuff. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so yeah, just to keep it on topic, the videos are probably going to drop in quantity, if not entirely. So that's it for this video. Announcements and showcase out of the way. Just a quick outro that I wanted to get. Yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic Christmas, or your holiday equivalent, and I hope that you guys will be having a fantastic New Year. I know I will be. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and kia kaha.
Alright, I'm gonna throw down dynamite right here, and it's gonna go boom. Maybe. Bam!
Wow.
Oh, yeah!
Look at that.
Eat it, demonite. Or meteorite, whatever you are. Thingies.
Wow.
Jeez. Yes.
OP. That's not that big.
That's awesome. They're pretty... I don't think they're that cheap, actually. If I remember right. The bombs are pretty cheap, but the TNT's